Hey, what's going on, guys? We have battle number 105 today. We are fighting against Salem in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Wi-Fi battle. Now, I have the Noivern, the Donphan, the Ferrothorn, the Ambipom, the Mega Gyarados, and Reuniclus. My opponent Salem has the Porygon-Z, Milotic, Florges, Eelektross, Volcarona, and Flygon. Now, one good look at his team. I really want to set up Stealth Rocks, simply because he does have the Volcarona, which is 4 times weak to Stealth Rocks, but I'm thinking, is that really wise? He might just lead off with Volcarona himself, and that will completely burn my Ferrothorn. So instead of leading with Ferrothorn, I'm actually just going to lead off with Noivern. And what's cool is that my Noivern has Frisk, so he does send out the what is that thing called? What is that? The Flygon, sorry about that. So I do have Frisk, and it turns out he doesn't have Choice Scarf, that's great. So I know confidently I do outspeed this Flygon. I do go for that very obvious Draco Meteor, even though Florges is in my opponent's party, and he could have potentially just swapped into Florges to eat up that Draco Meteor, but he didn't. So that's great. No over predictions there. Now here comes the Milotic. Again, Milotic can obviously go for an Ice Beam. And I thought, what a great opportunity then for me to go into Ferrothorn now. Even though Ice Beam is neutral, Ferrothorn will eat it really damn nicely because Ferrothorn has massive special defense. I take it like a champ, and I take this opportunity and go for Stealth Rocks. Now, instead of going for the Volcarona, my opponent actually goes into Porygon-Z. I'm thinking like, okay, what could this Porygon-Z possibly do? You know, most Porygon-Z just run Tri-Attack, Ice Beam, and Thunderbolt, you know? So I'm not too sure. Turns out he has Hidden Power, and that's very scary because that'll do quite a lot. I'm not sure if that's Hidden Power Fighting or Hidden Power Fire. I went for the Gyro Ball, but it's not quite enough, and one more Hidden Power from this Porygon-Z will kill me. So, expecting it either be HP Fire or Fighting, I'm just going to go into Noivern, but turns out he went for the Tri-Attack, and it almost completely one-shots me. Keep in mind, guys, that Porygon-Z did get that special attack boost. And I missed my Draco Meteor, very crucial of me. Had I landed my Draco Meteor, obviously Noivern would have lived another day. But hey, more importantly, I'm really surprised that my Noivern lived one Tri-Attack. Moving on, I'm just going to go into Ambipom. It does activate the Porygon-Z's Citrus Berry. Speaking of Citrus Berry, my opponent really loves this Citrus Berry. However, he is not going to appreciate a last resort coming from Ambipom, and honestly, not too many things in this team is going to appreciate a last resort coming from Ambipom. Like this Florges. Even if this Florges has a max defense, it's not going to appreciate Ambipom's last resort. However, my opponent does go for that Protect just to stall out one turn and kind of scout what I'm going to do. But obviously, he already knows what I'm going to do. I'm going to go for that super powerful last resort. Honestly, guys, I love this version of Ambipom. I love this moveset. It's probably one of my favorite moveset for Ambipom. It only knows 2 moves, Fake Out and Last Resort, and even though Ambipom does face some troubles with ghost types, it completely wrecks. So there you go. It's an Ambipom sweep here, guys. I just killed the Florges, the Volcarona, and Porygon-Z. Now this Milotic, I'm pretty sure is defensive. That's how usually Milotics run these days. And I don't want to get burned with a Scald, and I know that one last resort can't kill. So instead I'm going to go into my Mega Gyarados. And surprisingly he went for Toxic, and I'm really glad I went to Mega Gyarados of all Pokemon, because my Mega Gyarados does have Rest and Sleep Talk. This is a defensive, Sleep Talking, Resting Mega Gyarados. But my opponent has decided to give up from this point, and honestly that's all good because this battle was all thanks to my Ambipom. So please, if you guys like Ambipom bitch slapping all those Pokemon back and forth, please leave that awesome like. And hey, if you guys haven't already, please subscribe. It only takes 20 seconds to create that YouTube account so that you guys can be the very first people to watch more Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Wi-Fi battles brought to you by Repel Games. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm out of here.